Welcome to another episode of Chasing Mysteries Gardens. I'm Rebecca, and along with my wife Karen, we are on a mission to renovate and rejuvenate our little piece of earth. It is a beautiful spring day, and it is one of the first days where it has actually felt like spring. I wasn't able to do as much as I wanted to in April. It was just too wet, too cold. We had nights that still dipped down into the 20s and 30s, and I couldn't get much planted. So today we're going to do an update actually on our winter sowing. So I've been watching these go throughout the winter, and some of them are doing really well, some of them not so much. So today we're going to open up all of our containers, see what's inside, see what we got, and talk about our winter sowing. So come along on this adventure as we do an update on our winter sowing. So I don't know how long ago it was. I haven't really been keeping good track of time for these plants, but there was a couple of weeks where the temperatures went into the teens again, and I left all of my winter sowing outside. I guess I didn't know that once the temperature gets down to about 28, a lot of these seedlings, especially if they've already sprouted, really can't handle the cold. So I did lose a few things. Other things really surprised me. So let's open these up. And actually, I've already opened a couple just to see the progress. So I'm going to show you those first. Yee, success! I'm so excited. So this is spinach, and you can see the beautiful leaves. There are some second leaves, and there's actually the second set of true leaves are growing in here. So this is very exciting. This is purple Kohlrabi, and they are doing very, very well. The stems are I don't know if you can see it, the stems are very beautiful purple color. The soil is still healthy and moist. These also have their second true leaves, so these will be ready for planting soon. And then this one, I think I left it out in the sun. Actually, you know what? The soil is very, very dry. Oh, see, that's what I get. So this little seedling wasn't in the dirt very far, so it just is wilting, and when I touched it, it just fell right out of the dirt. So this is a little kale plant. So it's got the second leaves, it's got its first true leaves, and then the second leaves were just starting to come. So I need to get some water on this quickly to perk it back up. Then we have, I believe these are Scallions, I want to say, but squirrel. But these I started growing downstairs, and the soil started to mold really badly, and I tried the cinnamon and it didn't really work. So if you get mold on your soil, if you bring it outside and put it in the sun for a little bit of time, probably about 2 hours, the UV rays will kill that mold and it will prevent it from spreading. So that's what I did. Mold went away. They are a little limp. The soil's a little dry. I need to water these. I put all of these on our hot tub when the temperature started dipping again, just to use the heat of the hot tub to keep them a little bit warmer than they were out on the deck. So they're under a cover. We have a roof over our hot tub. So they're not getting the rain that they would have gotten, and I have these open. So they're not getting the greenhouse effect. If it was closed, the moisture would still collect and drip down, and because they're open, they're not getting that. So they are drying out faster. And then whole lettuce. Actually, I need to get these into our garden over there. I could actually probably, because these are just baby greens, I could just pick these right now. So good. So this would make a nice little salad or topping for a burger or something. All right, so those are all the ones that are open. So I feel very happy about the success of these so far. I know I'll be able to plant some spinach babies and some kohlrabi, hopefully some kale, the lettuce, and then again, I didn't mark these, so I don't know if they're scallions or onions. They're pretty small, so I'm guessing they're scallions, and unfortunately they taste the same, so even if I taste it, I'm not gonna know. So all right, now let's get to opening. Let's start with this one. This one, I know there's nothing in it. The only thing that's growing is green algae. I don't know if you can see it there. So this was not a success. This was pink cosmos. So remember when I told you that it's important to label the inside of your bottle as well as the outside? It's because the writing that I put on the tape is gone from the sun, from the rain. So if I didn't have this marked, I wouldn't have any clue what it was. Eek. Duct tape is sticky. It's not coming off very well. So because I had it marked on the inside, I know that this was pink cosmos, and nothing germinated except green algae. So that's disappointing. I don't know. So the Cosmo seeds are seeds that I picked off my plant last year. So I don't know if I just didn't collect correct seeds, if they weren't mature enough to grow. So pink cosmos is a fail. All right, dill. So the writing is still on the outside, so that's good. Ooh, oh yes. Dill. So this says carrots, and you can see that the green algae growing in there, and that's okay. It's not gonna really hurt anything. It just means that the soil is very, very moist, and maybe that's what killed the cosmos. Maybe it was too wet. All right, here we go. Ready? Ta-da! Oh, I've actually not been ever successful with carrots. So this is as close to a carrot as I have come, and that's exciting. The leaves actually kind of look like the dill. So I don't know how carrots transplant. I've never seen a carrot transplant either at a garden center or at any other kind of store. So I don't know how well that's gonna go, but we'll give it a try. We did have some other fails. And this one I'm a little disappointed about. I thought for sure they would grow. This is bush cucumbers, and there's just nothing in there. The soil's very, very wet. It is possible that the seeds just rotted. Oh, this is another bush cucumber, but you can see the seed was sitting kind of on top, so maybe I just didn't. Actually, the seed's empty. Huh. I don't know. Don't know what happened. It's hard to know. This is pie pumpkin, which I didn't have high expectations for. I don't even see the seed. So those were our fails. Let's have another success. Now the rest of them, I know they're growing because I can see them. For example, you can tell something's growing in there. This is, I think, so the writing is gone from the outside and I can't really see the thing on the inside, but I think it's radishes. Dirt everywhere. Oh, yep. So these are radishes. So again, this is another one I don't know how well it will transplant. Again, you don't see radish babies at the store. So there's one with a little bit of a radish starting. 2, 3. There's 4 in here, but there's also signs. So this was one that I thought was a goner. So this was a water bottle. And you can see that something's growing in there. This is, I believe, Calendula. So some of these plants don't look like what I thought they would look like as seedlings, because last year I bought them as starts. So I don't know what the babies look like. I cannot get this open. This one's hard. So much tape. To me, oh my gosh. I should have brought a knife or something. Scissors. So this one right here actually looks like lettuce. So I don't know if a lettuce seed got in here by accident, but then down here there are 2 little, what I believe to be baby calendulas. And they have kind of moved to the outside. I'm wondering if it was warmer on the outside, so that's why the seeds in the middle didn't sprout. So I just remembered something. Let's do this one first. Oh, yay! Yay! So it actually looks like an onion seed got in here as well. Oh, those are pretty. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these in here. We love Swiss chard. Those are exciting. So remember that the dill, the reason why I did more dill, not only because I want more dill, but because this was a white plastic container. And I wasn't sure if the sun would penetrate through the white plastic, because they put milk in white now to prevent sunlight from making your milk spoil faster. So it worked. We got dill seeds in a white container. So I do know that enough sun for at least dill penetrated through the plastic to germinate these seeds. So I can try to use white containers. So this one says yellow onions. I planted some, what I think are onions downstairs. That's what I think these were, but I just, this is why it's important to label, because you forget. Unless you keep a journal, which I do and I don't. I'm not very consistent at journaling. I have found an app available on my phone, which I will tell you one day about because it is amazing. All right, it's poking out. Oh, we have some onions. Oh no. So some of these are kind of just on the surface with its little root. If I push that back in, if it'll grow. There's another one. I don't think anything could get into these containers as far as like little creatures. Onions! So these need a little haircut. So you got to keep them trimmed so that the energy can go down and grow the bulb. So we will give those a little trim. Actually, this one kind of trimmed itself when I close the container. And you can save these, you can eat these, use them in cooking. They taste like an onion. Now we are down to the last one. And this is the one I'm most excited about. I am disappointed at the number of results, but I am thrilled that there are any results at all. That did not go well. Now that my fingers are dirty, it's hard to grab the tape. Oh wow, you can see the roots. That's a lot of roots. Dun, da, da, da. Garbanzo beans. So it looks like there are oh no, that's lettuce. There's one lettuce plant in here and one garbanzo bean. And I have never grown, I love chickpeas, but I've never grown garbanzos. So, let's pull that lettuce out. I planted 5 seeds in here and I only got 1, which, a little disappointing, but I am so happy that I even got the 1. Yay! Alright, now that we have these all open, let's talk about the hardening process. So these have lived their entire life outside. So they're used to the cold. They're not used to this wind. This is a lot of wind today for them. The kale, kohlrabi, spinach, and lettuce have been exposed to the wind for probably about 2 weeks. And then I have been putting them out into the sunlight for a couple hours a day. They are used to the sunlight, unlike plants that you grow inside, downstairs, in a garage or somewhere where they're not really exposed to sunlight. Sunlight can actually, and the UV rays can actually do damage to your little seedlings. So that's why we harden off plants. So the garbanzo beans, the onions, the carrots, the dill, I'm going to have to start hardening those off. It won't take as long as it would if it was, for example, my peppers that are downstairs. Those I'm going to have to bring up, put outside for a little bit of time in the shade, and then eventually expose them to the sun. I'm so excited. I don't know if I can get any of this. I wasn't sure where I wanted to plant my lettuce. Today I really need to work on planting my potatoes. So I think I'm going to do that, and I'm going to set these, I'm going to set some of them in the sun right now, and I'm going to give some of them some water because they're looking a little dry, and we'll go from there. So here in the sun we have spinach, kohlrabi, going to put our onions in the sun, this one in the sun, try to maybe dry out some of that soil in there. We have these onions. So these I'm going to leave open to dry out the soil. The other ones I'm going to leave closed. The lettuce. And then over here I have the carrots and the Swiss chard. I'm trying to keep the carrots in the shade maybe. Just want to get these used to the wind. There. So these are all the shaded things. I'm leaving the onions or chives and the kale. I gave those water. I'm going to leave them in the shade so that the water doesn't evaporate too fast. And then we have, oh wait, this is the carrots. All right, I'm going to put the dill in the sun-ish. So there we go. I hope that you enjoyed this update on our winter sowing and the next steps that we need to take to grow our garden. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more. I will link the original video here at the end of this one. And as always, Suki Suki. Love the earth, love yourself, love each other. Till next time. Oh.